Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today's video, we're on our free-to-play account. We're going to go ahead, we're going to build up some heroes, do some summons. Also, we wanted to take a look at the Isle of Gold because there is a couple changes that are going on in there. Now, of course, here we only have 25,000 diamonds, but overall with the patch, it seems like it's going to be very expensive to get these heroes built up. Out of the bounty board, of course, you're getting a little bit of reprieve with your chests that you're getting out of here. So making sure, and one thing that I noticed is when you're taking heroes from 30 to 40, which essentially that's kind of the break point where I wouldn't recommend building heroes past that 40 just for the sheer cost. But the problem is you're looking at a lot of heroes and heroes that are going from 20 to 30. So the original 20 to 30 is going to require you to use your red chests. When you're going from that 30 and to 40, you're actually going to use your emblems. You're going to use these emblems right here because what I feel is that as new heroes are released, if you're using your red emblems in here, the sheer cost goes actually pretty high if you're using the red emblems to go from your 30 to 40, and you're still going to need those red emblems and exclusively those red emblems to go from the 20 to 30. So any future heroes that you build, any of the new releases, you're still going to have to use those red chests to go from 20 to 30, and then use our new white chest to go from that 30 to 40 if you choose to build them that high. And I really noticed looking back, because we did this yesterday on the YouTube account, is now that I used all my red chests with the new Celestial that came up, I don't have any red chests to take her from 20 to 30, but I do have enough to take from 30 to 40. So I'm kind of stuck till I get more red chests to be able to build those. And again, I thought for some reason that we could use them a little bit differently, but unfortunately that is not the case. So again, I want to hop in here. I want to do some summons. We're still trying to build out Liberta is the one that we're focusing on right now. We got to add a star in there, and I believe we only need one copy. So pretty good there. And we're also building the awakened version of Athalia as well. And I'm honestly thinking with Belinda, where we have the awakened version of Belinda, this is where I am going to use my chests to go ahead and build her up. Going to take a little bit because, again, the sheer cost. So right there, we got to 34. But even just getting to 34, we add in right here the dissolve and the magical efficiency. So building her up a little bit further is going to make sense. And of course, the haste is going up, and the stat dynamic on the attributes that you gain from here is kind of incredible to see how far it is really, how far it is scaled. So signature item supply, we've improved the emblem function. Here are the corresponding emblem supplies. Very cool. We needed this. Now, again, a lot of the content creators, including myself, gave a lot of feedback when it came to these chests and how expensive, but that is 100 red chests and 100 of our other chests. I like it. That is very, very cool. The Lilith Pass is here. Get ready for some awesome perks. I don't think I've ever actually used the Lilith Pass on here. I'm gonna have to check that out because, of course, this account is completely free to play. But that is going to give us the ability to build up our awakened version of Belinda just a little bit higher based on the build. So what do we get? 2 more levels out of here. Not too bad. If they're going to give us another 700 chests out of there, if they do that every day, that are 100 a daily on red chests, 100 daily or more would be awesome. That would be very cool to just build out a couple more heroes. Let's go ahead, and we have 30 chests right there. But I want to pop open our stones again. I want to do a couple summons in here. 3 chests. Fingers crossed we get something good. And unfortunately, we do not. An awakened hero, which it is an awakened version of Solus. One closer, guys. Anytime that we see the legendary heroes right there, the awakened heroes, I am very, very happy to see. Because that is what the stones are for. The stones were actually introduced to build and to have the ability to pull those awakened heroes. I don't think I have enough to build Solus out any further, but I have so many heroes in here. And again, I'm going to have to kind of go back and build some of the older heroes is what we're finding on this account. Just for the simple fact that I have so many copies of them. Now, there is a copy of Vika. Let me make sure that I have Vika in here. And I do have our new tank in there. All right, so everyone is in there that we're looking to build right now. I'm thinking it's probably going to be full pretty fast in here. Fingers crossed, guys, we can get a copy of Liberta. We're looking for Liberta. There's Guineas. And he's another one. Did pretty well, but very short-lived. And a second copy of Vika. Again, I figured this was going to be pretty full. that does take both of them a little higher. Now, these copies have all come from natural summons. These are actually just from regular natural summons. So I'm going to have to build them up a little bit further, get them some food. Same with Vika. I know we have more than enough in here to actually build them up a little bit further. Even looking here at the copies of Savius and everyone else, absolutely. We have enough to take a lot of these, even 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, a lot of these heroes. And again, the older ones, we're not really building. We're not building a lot of these that already have at 5 stars, so we can actually use the extra copies that we have down here to build them out. Because even here, like we have Mishka and we do have Saurus. Looking down here, Saurus and Mishka are completely maxed out. I can take a copy here. Both of them are maxed out. Again, I'm going to have to go through and clean all of this up just to give us more room, because there's Trichia. We have the Trichia to Mythic, probably Mythic Plus, at least possibly higher, just based on the heroes that we have in there. Getting lucky with the elites. There's a copy of Edwin. Not going to use diamonds in here. Only want to focus on scrolls because, again, we need that copy of Liberta out of there. Let's go in for, you know what, we'll do Greyborns. I still need Ivan and another copy of Edwin, but I do need Ivan in there, which, again, Greyborns use. I think we need 1 or 2 more copies of Ivan, and we will actually have him built up in his entirety. So could that be him? It is Edwin again. Edwin is on fire right now. Could this yield another awakened hero? And we know the Mystic Star Zone is coming back, which means we'll be able to actually finish our chest reward hero. And Edwin's up a little bit further, and there we go. When we get triple copies of Edwin, that gives us the ability to go ahead and add him to Ascended, throw the star on him. Pretty crazy lucky to get those copies. All right, no awaken there. All right, 21 cards. We need 1 copy of Liberta. Hopefully it's not going to cost too much. And there it is. There is our 1 copy, which means that it is time for Lavatoon. That is right. We have Demia. We have Liberta. Now it is time for Lavatoon. Let me just make sure that was the copy that we were looking for. Then we can go ahead, continue the furniture on him, continue the build. There is Ascended, so we can add the engraving on there, which I believe we do have the mats for. Got 4 pulls for Lavatoon. Maybe we can get lucky with our first copy of him. Come on, or some diamonds. Final one for Lavatoon. Doesn't give us a copy. Oh, what do we got? 1 more. Let's do 1 more. Nope, no copies of Lavatoon. Then, of course, the awakened version of Athalia. Again, fingers crossed. Hopefully we get a copy of her. I think we got to be pretty close. I think last time we were doing this, we used a lot of the single cards as well. Come on, we got to be close. 2 more in here. There it is. I was going to say, I thought last time we had to be close. There is 1 more copy. Let's see where... I don't think that's enough to build her out yet. I think that's only our 2nd copy. Yeah, that would take Mythic to Mythic Plus. We need 1 more for Mythic Plus, 3 more for Ascended. Then, of course, the Stargazer, but Liberta is done. Plus 30, let's go ahead and grave him up. There's our 30. There's our plus 60, and that is where we do want to build him. We got Demia and Liberta, and now, like I said, we're going in for Lavatoon. Gene's already built up a little bit, so we are absolutely getting there on the free-to-play account, making some solid progression. There's some more red chests, very nice. And I'm happy they gave us that bonus. That bonus made a big, big difference from that extra 200 chests right there. Of course, Vika gives us a little bit more. I'm going to have to build her up just to get some of the free resources out of here, which we have 3 more days and Vika is gone. And then, of course, the rest of our beasts and everything else that we're building. So we did want to talk about the Isle of Gold. So we pulled up the Isle of Gold last night. A lot of players were saying there were no changes to the Isle of Gold. Now, within the Isle of Gold, you're going to have 1 or 2 things. Either you're going to go in as kind of a defensive player, or you're going to go in here as an offensive player. And the big reason is right here. So the Fountain of Blessing is going to now give you Prosper, but moral limit is -2. So essentially, you can build a defensive building or an attack building in here. The defensive building is going to give you more resources when you go in and you build these out. It is going to produce more resources based on the building. So the more that you build, let me see if I have one that's built. So the more yield you get, grants 1 new stack, and you can see right here, Prosper yield plus 53.2 up to 8 stacks. So this actually gives me the ability to prosper and create a lot more resources out of this building because of this building giving us a +2 prosper limit. Because the limit before this was at, you can see we're at 7 right here, but the limit I believe was up to 6 stacks. That building gives us an extra 2, so you can actually take these up to 8 stacks of Prosper to get that yield much higher. And then, of course, the level 10 is going to take your 8 stacks with that building, going to take it to 10. Now, if you do go with the attack building, your morale, I believe, is going to be a little bit higher. So the morale goes a little bit higher and the Prosper comes down. So it is kind of the opposite of this building. If you're going in here, meaning that you'll get more loot from attacking, you'll get less loot from just building up your base and using the Prosper aspect. So definitely keep that in mind when you're building this. Now, the reason why I build it like this is because we do want to put these around our towers to get the level higher, to get resources higher, but also to limit exactly how many buildings we're building in here. I'm trying to break it out, which this one I know I have to change up the formation, but I want to try to limit the amount of buildings that I got and then increase the level of the buildings that we do have here. So definitely keep that in mind with the changes with the Isle of Gold, but that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and as always, thank you guys for watching.